guys, welcome back to Bombchu. I'm Austin, and today I'll be looking at the Humble Monthly Bundle from January 2019. Happy New Year! It's getting cold out, so pull up by the fire, stay a while, and listen. This month's Humble Original is Roombo, First Blood. You play as a Roomba, and your owner's house is broken into while they're away. Your job is to kill the burglars before they can steal anything and get away. Yes, you must brutally murder criminals as a tiny robot vacuum. Luckily, you can do more than just suck, as you can hack into several objects throughout the house to hurt these pesky robbers. And if you get charged up enough, you can even do a rush attack. You'll generally want to stay hidden though, as if a bandit catches you, they'll give you a swift kick, lowering your health. However, you can make sounds or let them see you to lure them into a trap, which is highly effective. Once you've killed all the bad guys, you get 1 minute to clean up all the blood, body parts, and footprints before your owner comes back. How much you manage to clean up will determine what rank you get. This is a clever little game that made me laugh, and it's a great fit for the Humble Originals program. The Darkside Detective is a pixelated point-and-click adventure game with a taste for the supernatural. I don't like most point-and-click adventures, but this one clicked with me really fast. Cases are short and contained to a few areas, puzzles make sense, and there aren't loads upon loads of extra things to click on with pointless flavor text to waste your time. Dialogue is funny, and I was never left feeling frustrated, not knowing what to do, or overwhelmed with choices of where to explore. But it wasn't so effortless that I didn't feel satisfied when I finished the first case. My only issue with the game is that when I was picking a case, I had the option to continue or restart, and continue restarted the game, but restart actually let me start the case, which felt pretty backwards. Other than that, I really like this one, and I plan to continue. Q.U.B.E 2 is a first-person puzzle game with a strong Portal vibe. I played through the entirety of the original Q.U.B.E, and I came away not hating it, but not really all that impressed. Q.U.B.E 2 is a totally different story. And speaking of story, this game actually has story. I hear a story was added into the director's cut of the original game, but that's not the version I played. You're an archaeologist stranded in alien ruins, and you have a suit that allows you to manipulate certain blocks. You go through test chamber style levels that feel a lot like Portal while having totally different gameplay mechanics. The puzzles are well done, the suit powers feel cool to use, and damn, I really like this game. I didn't expect to, but the developers really made massive improvements over the original. I'm very excited to play more. Observer is a cyberpunk horror detective game from the makers of Layers of Fear. I say horror that way because the game just doesn't feel that scary. You play a cop and start off investigating a crime. You'll find some bloody scenes, intense lights and sounds will happen at some points, but as far as I got into it, nothing all that scary happened, and I never needed to run or hide from anything. You have a couple of tools to help you investigate crime scenes, one that lets you scan biological data and one that lets you scan technical data. Both are annoying to use as they constantly put distortion effects on the camera, which isn't helped by the fact that moving the camera causes so much blur that I felt nauseated just walking around. Both your scanners will show you points of interest, but there are random spots where there will be a point of interest, but when you look directly at it, your scanner will just say ignored and remove it, until you look away and it shows up again. The game is also really dark, so it was hard for me to see things I needed to see to solve puzzles. Combine this with the Amnesia-style controls of grabbing doors and other things with the mouse and dragging to move them, and it was just too tedious for me to really enjoy. If you really like cyberpunk and very detailed worlds, there will be a lot for you to enjoy here, if you can get past the camera. For me, I have to pass. Sundered is a hand-drawn Metroidvania from the makers of Yotun. Immediately, the art is beautiful, and I love the work this studio puts into their art design. As for the game itself, things got off to a bit of a rocky start. Areas are wide with lots of options of where to go, but a lot of those start off leading to places you can't go without much direction on where you really should be going. I felt aimless for my first half hour or so playing. I found a couple of abilities, managed to power on some doors, defeated a boss, finally died, and then I saw the skill tree. Yes, Sundered is a bit of a roguelite, procedurally generating parts of the map and allowing you to spend your money on some awesome upgrades between deaths. Just off my first run, I got significantly more powerful, and opening up more options on where to go on the map felt less restrictive, which left me not wanting to move on to the next game in the bundle. I still think some of the areas are too big for their own good, but the art and combat are well done, and I plan to play more. I also just found out it supports up to 4-player local co-op, and I definitely wouldn't mind trying that out. The next 3 games I covered at the end of last month's review. If you've already seen my look at Wizard of Legend, Just Cause 3, and Project Cars 2, you may want to skip ahead. Timestamps for each game are listed down below. Just Cause 3 is bonkers. You start off standing on an airplane shooting a rocket launcher, and the game only gets cooler from there. The awesomeness of the game lies in its movement mechanics. You have a grappling hook. It shoots really far. If you're ever walking, you're playing wrong, because you can grapple there faster, even on the ground. If you grapple something above you, you can shoot your parachute on the way up and glide very far, very quickly. Or you can swap to a wingsuit and oh my god, I love this game! You can grapple enemies and do a flying kick into them, or onto a helicopter and take it over. Or you can grapple 2 things together and pull them into each other. It's so fun! And it looks great too. My only complaint is that it took forever to load up the main menu the first time I played it, and it basically locked down my whole processor while I did it. That aside, this game is awesome, and I can't wait to play more. Wizard of Legend is a roguelite with wizards. First, gotta say, the pixel art. Top tier. And thank goodness it has great gameplay to go with it. You're a wizard and you equip spells that determine your attacks and how often you can use them. They can be as basic as a slash, or you can shoot several fire dragons at once, or ice crystals to freeze everyone. And they all feel great to use. Movement is quick and precise, and attacks feel powerful. Enemies, of course, start to feel powerful as well, and yep, you're gonna die a lot. It's a roguelite after all. But dying didn't feel painful. I was just stoked to go again. There's lots of nice little touches that take it from good to great. Like if an enemy drops an item and you don't have a use for it, like health when you haven't taken damage, you can leave it there and it'll stay there forever for you to go back and get it when you need it. Or if you find a shop and don't have enough money to get what you want there, the room with the boss portal opens portals to all the shops you've found in the current level, so you don't have to backtrack. And you can run fast if you move for a few seconds. Ugh, it just feels great. This one supports local co-op, which I'm dying to try. I'll be doing some more of this one for sure. Project Cars 2. It's a driving game, and it's too hard for me. On the rookie race, I spent so much time off the track, my lap times were all invalidated. Steering is difficult, and just trying to stay on the track, much less ahead of everyone else, I don't know how anyone does it. So for this one, I fail you. Look up a review elsewhere because I can't tell you much about the gameplay or if you're gonna like it. What I can tell you about is the VR. I started this game up in non-VR mode, which worked normally until I entered a race, at which point I had no sound, and messages were cut off on the side of the screen. I was confused until I realized it activated VR mode anyway, but the view was messed up and I still had no sound. I restarted in VR mode and could get menu sounds, but nothing in the race itself. Really strange. I won't be playing this one again, but if you love driving games, you may find something that you like here. Regions of Ruin is a pixelated side-scrolling RPG and town builder, similar in nature to Kingdom. You set up a town and start looking for people to join your community, as well as materials to upgrade and build out your town. You use food to journey out on the map and explore new areas, and those areas hold the people and materials you seek, along with gold, weapons, and gear to help you. Some areas are combat heavy, some have no combat at all, but the combat is likely to be what makes or breaks the game for you. You start off with a shield and an axe. Blocking a regular attack stuns the enemy, just as attacking a blocking enemy will get you stunned. The way around this is doing a heavy attack, which leaves you open for a bit. If you see your opponent flash red, they're about to do a heavy attack and you can interrupt with a regular attack. This all sounds easy enough, but if you fight something tough or several enemies at once, your shield won't do much good for you, and your gear will start to take damage. Getting hit on your body also results in injuries that prevent you from healing up fully until you go visit a doctor. You can level up, and with each level you can choose a passive or active skill to help you in combat, but the axe throw skill recommended to me by the game didn't turn out that helpful in the tougher fights. The game also isn't without bugs. In one area I found a blacksmith who said he'd only join my town if I passed a test. He didn't say what the test was, but when I talked to him again, he asked why I hadn't taken care of those wolves yet. So I walked over and promptly got swarmed and killed by said pack of wolves. I restarted, got my wounds all healed, got all my gear repaired, and barely survived, killing all those damn wolves. I walked back to the blacksmith, and he said the same thing. Why haven't you taken care of those wolves yet? I got the area clear message. There are no other wolves in the area, but he won't go with me. I ended up quitting, frustrated both with the combat and with the bugs. But if you enjoyed Kingdom, you may have a good time here. So overall, how was this bundle? This month's Humble Original really sucked. All the blood up off the carpet. It was weird and fun, and a great fit. Even if some of them weren't for me, every game here was well rated, with the exception of Project Cars 2, and I can't let one alright game take down my enjoyment of the rest of what was here. Q.U.B.E 2 and Sundered scratched my wishlist itch, while Wizard of Legend and Darkside Detective were games I would have never found without getting them in this bundle. Everything had a really nice mix of genres too, so there should be something for almost everybody this month. How much bang for your buck was there? Getting all these games at full price would cost about $224, while getting all these at their lowest sale price would cost just south of $73. Overall, I'd say this was a great bundle to start the year off. Next month's early unlocks are The Division and Yakuza 0. Let's take a sneak peek. The Division. Think Destiny, but not as fun. You run long distances, shoot bullet sponge enemies, and get uninteresting gear with small stat changes. That's The Division. As you level up, instead of feeling more powerful, you just take longer to kill relevant enemies, and they kill you quicker than before. There's the Dark Zone, where you can find some nice loot or kill other players and steal their nice loot, placing a big target on your back for other players to kill you without penalty. Sounds cool. Unfortunately, the game was built at its core for cheaters to prosper, with not much that Ubisoft can do about it. Oh yeah, and Ubisoft made this game, so I hope you like Uplay codes. The Division is irrelevant at this point. The game failed hard at what it tried to do, and most of the player base has already abandoned it. This is here strictly to advertise the upcoming sequel, for which I feel absolutely no excitement. Yakuza 0 is the prequel to Yakuza, the spiritual successor to Shenmue. Where do I even begin? This game takes place in 1980s Japan. You go from beating up thugs, doing flashy as hell moves like picking up a salt shaker and pouring it in someone's eyes, to having a deep conversation about the intricacies of daily life as a member of the Japanese mafia, to singing karaoke, and that barely scratches the surface. If that doesn't sell you, I don't know what will. You earn money, which you can literally invest in yourself to learn new skills, and there's tons of in-game achievements that give you points you can use to get perks like sprinting further distances. Does combat feel a bit stiff? Yeah. Are the visuals perfect? No. Which figures, considering it was originally a PS3 and PS4 game. But hot damn, it's flashy, it's fun, it's over the top, and this is the best version of the game to play. I can't wait to play more, and for more of the series to make its way to the PC. Thank you all so much for watching. We'd love for you to join us on Discord, where we have a small but growing community. There's a link in the description below. See you next month.